Welcome to Explorations 5 Children's Museum. Who loves our fire truck? Yay! Let me tell you, it is a very, very sad day when the fire truck leaves the Children's Museum, and we have been missing our fire truck now for a long while. And now we're ready to unveil it, but we have a few words for you before we get into that exciting action. First of all, please join me in welcoming Commissioner Don Selvage. Thank you for joining us today. Also with us is our folks from the fire department who did so much work to help us get our fire truck back in condition. Welcome everyone from the fire department. We don't want to leave out our beloved police officers here in town. Welcome everyone from the LPD. Certainly everyone from the city of Lakeland, especially the communications department, and our own beloved Explorations 5 Children's Museum staff. All of you raise your hand. Thank you. Okay, just a couple of housekeeping items. All of our restrooms, for those of you who haven't been here before, are all located in the back of the building on every floor. We do have 4 floors here at the Children's Museum. One of the coolest things is all the wonderful giveaways. I see the cool hats on everybody's heads. Don't forget to pick up your goodie bag before you leave with some terrific items from both the fire department and Explorations 5 Children's Museum. Remember your souvenirs. If you get a little hungry, Miss Sue and our education department have put together an incredible array of refreshments on the 2nd floor, so go up 1 floor and enjoy some refreshments. And now, last but not least, to introduce you to someone who helps us put out fires all the time, our president of the board of directors, Mr. Will Link.
Okay, who wants to hear me talk? That's a better reaction than I anticipated. As Georgianne mentioned, I'm Will Link. I'm the president of the board of directors here at Explorations 5 Children's Museum. And I just want to welcome you all to the rededication of our fire exhibit. Specifically, welcome to our town. And I say that for 2 reasons. First, the people that are in this room represent many segments of our town that are all important: business, government, and the reason you're here today, emergency services. Secondly, I say welcome to our town because you're standing in the midst of a group of exhibits that we call Our Town. And if you look around, you'll see various exhibits that represent the fabric of our community: a medical center, a bank, a grocery store, and again, emergency services. Many of you know a lot about Explorations 5 Children's Museum, but for those of you that don't, we were founded in July of 1991 as a hands-on, fun-filled adventure and learning, and we did that at an affordable price for the children and family of our community. Our partnership with the Lakeland Fire Department dates back to the late 1990s when the original exhibit was created and donated by the fire department. Since the first day that the fire engine was placed into our facility, countless children, including my own, have entered the museum, donned the distinctive fireman suit, sat behind the steering wheel of our fire engine, and looked out into the world. And when they did that, they didn't see the walls of our building. They didn't see their parents looking over them. Instead, they imagined a great adventure where they saw opportunities to help our community, save people, fight fires, and make a positive difference in our community. This exhibit helped those children want to grow up and become our community heroes. With the upgrades and enhancements made to our exhibit we are unveiling today, I am confident that countless more children will experience that same spark. We enthusiastically thank the Lakeland Fire Department for their creativity, dedication, and hard work, in addition to all the efforts of those who helped them make our fire engine into a better version of what was already one of our most popular exhibits. A plaque of appreciation will make our visitors well aware of all of their contributions. It is now my distinct pleasure to invite Fire Chief Gary Ballard to share a few words.
Hi guys, how are you? Yay! I got a couple things that I'll share with you and your parents here, and on behalf of the Lakeland Fire Department, we'd like to we're showing our gratitude here by putting this new refurbished fire engine into the museum here. And the fire department has had extensive involvement in our community, and particularly with programs and agencies that directly link to children like yourselves and community safety. We provide fire safety programs in schools. We participate in an array of community events, festivals, fundraisers, and particularly important partnerships like the one we have here with Explorations 5. This particular exhibit was actually created back in 1999 by a fire marshal that has since retired and no longer with us, and that was Fire Marshal Larry Riles. He was the original creator and the wood builder of the craft of the engine that it's there. And with his help, along with several staff members, inspectors, and our public education officer and other firefighters, the original exhibit went in as it is, as you saw here, and you guys played on that for many, many years. As the exhibit went through and it began to feel the wear and tear of you guys climbing and playing on that, we finally saw fit that it was time to refurbish it. The exhibit has enjoyed many of days of thousands of children year in and year out playing on that particular fire engine. And a few months back and a while back there, we created a committee of fire department personnel that came together, and their mission was to refurbish and enhance the exhibit to a more modern look for the fire engines that represent our fire department today. Late in June, the exhibit was removed from here and taken to Fire Station 4, which is our station that repairs all our fire apparatus that run on the street today. And it went into the shop, and that's where it stayed to get its refurbished look that it has today. It is a reflection of our current fire engines, and after several months of work by our fire department personnel and participation of several community sponsors in providing certain resources that we needed for the fire engine itself, the exhibit is ready today to be dedicated to all the children that come into the museum and to enjoy it. This particular piece for the firefighters here, I would also tell you it was donated, their time was donated off duty to do the things that you see, and when we unveil that here, you'll see their great handiwork for that. They did that all on their own. We had a couple guys that took it to heart and put a lot of sweat and time and effort and late nights after work in the shop there, sanding and painting and putting this fire truck back together. The fire department is pleased to be part of this opportunity and to support the growth and education of our children here in our city, and it's just one way our firefighters give back to this great community. And with that, I'd like to bring up Janelle Vasallo, our public educator, and she has a few things she'd like to share in addition to about our fire truck. Janelle?
Hey boys and girls, are you excited? Yeah! You should be, because once I'm quiet we get to go see the fire engine, so it's almost done, okay? And then you get to play on the exhibit. So I'm here on behalf of the committee that made this possible, and I just wanted to take this time to thank them so very much. There's certain individuals in this room that poured a lot of work into the engine so that you guys can enjoy it. We had internal partners. We had Richard Hance, who you're going to see. Richard, if you can raise your hand. He poured tons of work into the electrical work. We've got our maintenance team at Lakeland Fire. We've got Alan Jarvis, Matt Warner, and John Beal, who poured in tons of hours on that fire engine as well. We've got our fire and life safety educator, Matt Barr, who did all the dirty work. He sanded off all the old paint to make sure we can apply the new one, and he poured lots of hours into that as well. I know Matt's around here somewhere. Steve Connors did the paint work for us. He's one of our driver engineers. And we actually have firefighter Stephanie Parente. You'll see her. She's actually a part of the exhibit. And we had over 20 firefighters donate their time and resources to this project, which is just tremendous. Now, we also had external partners, which were mentioned earlier. There's going to be a plaque to thank them, but I just wanted to mention very briefly that Pierce Manufacturing donated all the details, so when you guys see this fire truck, you're going to notice that it looks just like one of our fire engines. What you see here is what our engines look like on the street, so if you ever see that engine out on the street, you'll know that it's the Lakeland Fire Department. We also had RF Lusa & Sons Roofing donate metalwork. We had Indie Atlantic Films, which actually made a brand new video that's going to be part of the exhibit, and they're editing it right now. But what's cool about that video is it's going to show 3 different types of calls, the most popular type of calls that we answer, emergency calls. Now, most of you think when you call for help, what are we out there to do? What do firefighters do? We fight fires, of course, but we also go when you're sick or hurting. We go to medical calls, so you're going to see that. And we also go sometimes if there's vehicle accidents, extrication. We're there to help you as well. And you're going to see that in the new video that's coming our way. Okay, and that should hopefully be done in a few weeks. We're very excited to present this to you, and we're pretty soon going to gather around. I want to recognize Mayor Howard Wiggs. Thank you so much for coming out as well. So what we're going to do, if I can please ask our Commissioner Selvage, Howard Wiggs, our chiefs, people from the department that worked on it, maybe some of the children that want to gather around, what we're going to do now is we're going to cut the ribbon so that you can enjoy the exhibit itself. Isn't that exciting? Yes. So we're going to gather around the front of the engine, okay, boys and girls? Thank you.
Okay, and this is the big moment here in the ribbon cut.
Dedicated to the children of Lakeland, so enjoy.
This is for you children here in the city of Lakeland.
That's a piece of work. Kind of makes that sheriff mobile look a little bit out. Up the game here. We're doing